It's funny. I have this book. I haven't looked at it in ages. One of the things in these 7 habits that Covey details, this is an old book, uh, is sharpen the saw. And for me, one of the ways that I sharpen the saw, one of the ways I keep my skills sharp is when I get a break, and sometimes it's just on a weekend. Sometimes it's just something I'll get a kick on while I'm working some contract. I'll just in the evenings get obsessed with doing some little bit of hardware engineering, software engineering. I'll just want to solve some problem, and it won't be necessarily production worthy. It probably won't be. Uh, like recently, I got the urge to do a little bit of Java again, just to go back and sharpen my skills. I don't program for a living, but I do like to understand what people have to deal with, and I just like to stay sharp. It's good for me, it's essential for me to keep a technical mind in addition to everything else, which I'll go into as well here. So it's funny, I really didn't feel like I wanted to start a real software project, but I have a friend who's young and learning Java. And she had questions. And of course, I've been, trying to teach one of my granddaughters and technical things, mostly electricity right now, electronics and TTL. Sorry, I digress. But she had questions. And so I thought, you know what, maybe I'll put something together for you that's nice. And do you think that your other classmates would want that? She said, oh yeah, they'd love it because the instructor is not doing a great job for us. And a lot of us are just lost. We just are having a really hard time understanding the concepts and how you'd use things and stuff. So, okay, I'm working on that. It's taking me longer than I necessarily would have liked for it to take. But when I do that, I find it sharpens my mind. And so like in the book, it sharpened the saw, and it sharpens it not because I'm going to go out and become a Java programmer, and not because people are going to come to me and say, oh, how do I do this? People on my team. The people on my team are experts. They don't need me to tell them how to program. But sometimes I think that by being sharp, by having that technical mindset, it makes it a little bit easier when they have to come to me and say, you know what, this is going to take longer than we thought. We're going to have to go through and build all these interfaces, and we're going to have to do all these different abstract classes, and okay, that makes sense to me. And it makes it so that I don't look at them funny and go, well, why would that take you more than 5 minutes? I understand the necessity of planning things out well. And a lot of the work is not fingers on keyboard, but scratching things out on a pad, or on their keyboard. But, there might be some Visios involved or something. So that's one thing. But I also end up hearing from people that are developing a new product, folks that are faced with some staff issue on their team, things like that. And so I answer those questions, and I try to be around and available for people to do that, not just at my clients and not for money. I've met a lot of people over the years, so people do talk to me about things. And I like doing it, and I think it's nice to help people. But the fact is, it helps keep me sharp because my job isn't just to manage technical teams, but I have to deal with product management, marketing, sales. I have to deal with professional healthcare organizations, all kinds of things. And because of that, by doing these other things, for free, and I don't take a lot of time at them, but by doing those, it really helps. I was in a car with a friend of mine who has done some really great technical work, and hopefully you'll see some of his videos as well. But for we were talking, and he had interviewed with a very, very prominent tech company. And they asked him, some of the scenario type questions. Here's the situation, what would you do? Here's the situation, how would you design this from a enterprise architecture point of view? And so one of them, I'll probably post my solution on here, a little bit developed. But we were on a 500-mile round trip drive to a conference. We just felt like driving it. And I pretty much just worked out the answer while we were driving, just talking to him. And that was kind of a kick. And he said, the answer was good. There were a lot of things that he didn't know that I was able to pass on to him. So next time he gets that question, he's going to be considerably more dangerous. Although he did a fine answer for it. He told me what he came up with, and it was good. It just didn't have everything in it that I would put in. So I'll put that solution on here just for your enjoyment at some point, hopefully soon. But the thing is, all that keeps my mind sharp. And I guess this is just to suggest that, if you get a chance to do some other things, even just going and playing with some new technology, it's worth it, even if your role is not a programming role, even if your role is not network design or designing, the entire enterprise architecture. If you have the skills to learn it or to play with it, do it. And if you don't have the skills, maybe you want to explore it. You can always obviously take a class and everything, but I learned better by actually doing. So that means that I end up doing stuff like this. So I know there's some folks that feel that, technical managers, project managers, program managers shouldn't even attempt to get technical like this. I just don't think that way. I like to be cross-trained. Cross-training has done well for me. If you look at the video I did on our on how we got our first house, you'll see that, cross-training paid off there because we got it because of cross-training, strangely enough, in my junior year of high school. And a class that I took as part of cross-training, a technical class, ended up being something that I was able to expand out and develop a product that ended up selling, and we got a house. So anyway, I hope that you enjoy this. Always look forward to your comments. And if you have any other suggestions for other expansions on this or any other videos, please let me know. I love to make these. I appreciate the feedback. Thank you.